write, paint, dance, and sing to spread the word.
I'm really pleased and thrilled today to be interviewing Olinda Casimiro, the Executive Director of the Art Gallery of Northumberland. Welcome, Olinda.
Thank you, Reva. Lovely to be here.
We have some questions for the NFOTA crowd, the Northumberland Festival of the Arts, which is coming up in the fall. And as the Executive Director of our wonderful art gallery, you've done so much, but I'm wondering, in addition to this being your position, what does art mean to you personally? Why is it important to you?
Well, you know what, Reva? A couple of years ago, during COVID, I had an opportunity to clean out my basement, like many people did. And one of the things I came across was my report cards, an envelope with all my report cards. And I'm like, oh, this could be fun. And I looked at my grade 1 report card.
Oh my goodness.
And it said, will excel in the visual arts. Who knew, right?
Amazing.
Yeah, it is interesting to sort of have that sort of surprise. But for me, to answer your question, joy, I get a tremendous amount of joy in and around all aspects of and forms of art. I'm a very curious person. So I think that art often invites me to ask a lot of questions, trigger emotions, and simply just have time to reflect, depending on the art form, of course. But I can't imagine, and obviously, even in grade 1, I can't imagine, a place without art. It is so ingrained in everything that I do every day.
And you yourself are not an artist, correct?
No, but I'm creative.
Yes, you're creative, and you've said that before. And also, it must have something to do with your desire to educate others, to try to give to others that wonderful feeling that I know you get from art, and I do as well.
I think there are these ideas that institutions like a public art gallery aren't welcoming or can be threatening, or you have to be quiet. We're not that at all. I believe those institutions are there to provide space for community and conversation, have, thought-provoking discussions. So, when you think about museums, galleries, public art, even, it's having opportunities for discussion and growth, your own personal growth, and just to continue that, that conversation about where does it come from, who's responsible for it, who's doing it. That saying, oh, my kid can do that, when some people look at abstract art. And I I will often say, well, your kid's not Picasso, right? Or your child is not, a well-known famous artist. So it's an interesting conversation to have.
Mm-hmm. Are you equally attracted to other forms of art as well? Do you enjoy plays and music and different kinds of art?
Yes, and I think we're so lucky here in Northumberland County to have, the poetry, the level of poetry representation in our community. Same with theater, music. I mean, this county has, oh gosh, I could actually think and make a long list of other arts and culture organizations that give. And yes, I not just here in community, but I also enjoy arts and culture when I travel, and just had a purposeful visit to the Albright Knox in Buffalo. Great day trip, by the way. And they have they have a new building, and I've been itching to go, so I finally went. Architecture is a thrill for me as well. I'm amazed at, well, Bilbao, for example, in Spain, the Bilbao Guggenheim. It is like a floating piece of art. It's just magnificent. So yeah, architecture is another form that I really enjoy looking at.
A lot of the arts seem to need funding, rely sometimes more heavily than you might like on funding. Do you think that the arts can be self-supportive, or will some form of grants or funding always need to be there for the different galleries and different forms of art?
So I think there are different types of galleries, right? If you think of a commercial gallery, they're there to sell the work, right? Institutions like ours require government funding, will always require government funding. We are the stewards of, in our case here in Northumberland, 1,500 works of art that represent our culture and community. So, we have a responsibility to maintain and keep them safe. And when you think of what we give to the economy, I do think institutions that are like ours, a charitable, not-for-profit charity, public art gallery, regional public gallery, that we require the core operations of the organization to be funded by government.
So that makes it even more important, I think, for people in the county to, and for us to grow the appreciation of the arts and to have people be equally, well, equally might be hard, but quite excited about seeing all the different kinds of art that we offer in Northumberland County. I want to refer back to something you said about people feeling somewhat nervous to go into the gallery. I see that all the time. As someone who loves sitting at the front desk to welcome people, but so often they wonder, like, do we need an invitation? Can we just walk in? And they feel a nervousness, almost like it's grade 6 math test or something. And I remember being about 16 and being afraid to go into a gallery in Toronto because there was an opening. I didn't know if I could still walk in the door. But what do you think that's about? I've been struggling with that a long time.
I think, Reva, it's inherent in its history. I mean, I think you would have to go back and look at the models that were introduced here in North America, probably, and in Canada in the early 1900s. They're precious objects, right? And I think that sometimes people have treated these objects with such care that they haven't made the objects accessible. There was a time, and not so long ago, where you were told to be quiet when you came to the gallery, or gallery hands, you can't touch anything. Of course, you don't want people engaging and touching the work, but there's conversation that needs to happen to communicate why. And I think that level of learning and understanding was never really spoken about. And I think, people felt uncomfortable coming to museums and galleries. Things are really different now, though. And, through our collaborations with community partners, that has kind of disarmed a little bit of that. But I understand what you're saying, and it is still very much present. But the more we open the conversation about what we do and how we do it, why do we showcase one artist and not another? Like, why do we have this in the permanent collection? Like, those conversations open up ideas of clarity for a regular person walking in off the street.
I think that you have done a tremendous amount to raise the profile of the Art Gallery of Northumberland. There have been amazing shows over the last 8 years I've been here. And there continue to be fantastic shows and a wide variety, different artists, different types of art. What are you excited about going into the future for the Art Gallery?
So I like to push the envelope a little bit. I like to explore ideas and opportunities for community enjoyment. And just, remind people that it's not just paintings on a wall. It can be three-dimensional work. It can be a performance piece. It can be sound. There's just so many layers to what we can offer. And I, while I want to do traditional, which is really important, I also want to have those conversations with community and allow space for those conversations to happen in a comfortable, safe environment. That's our job, right? Like that those are conversations that we should be able to have, inclusive of everything that's going around us. Yeah, does that?
It does.
Yeah.
It answers it. The Northumberland Festival of Arts in the fall will be very exciting. There'll be a lot of different types of art in the community: plays, music, poetry, writing, and of course, art. And the planners of the festival look forward to working with you and having the Art Gallery of Northumberland play a vital role in the festival. So, Olinda, thank you very much for your time today. And we look forward to profiling everything that you and the gallery have to offer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Reva. Let's continue to spark the conversations.
Yes.
We'll write, paint, dance, and sing to spread the word.
Sing it,
Shout it,
play it, dance it,
paint it,
say it,
choreographed or off the cuff. Orchestrated works of art, solo endeavors. We'll write, paint, dance, and sing to spread the word. We'll write, paint, dance, and sing to spread the word.